Hey, Steph.
Hey,
Oh, my belly.
I didn't know you were going to hit me with the stunner glasses, the vibe glasses.
Yeah, well, this is vibe coding. So I'm here with my futuristic vibing glasses, of course. I like your glasses, though. Your glasses are a vibe, too. So
Thanks. Everybody always is really excited by my glasses, and I get so many compliments. I think it's just because they're yellow. I think people don't usually get yellow glasses.
yeah. They fit you very well. They look really nice on you. So yeah. Now let's take a look at this. So just the opposite of like what not looking nice does. Like I don't know, what should I use, these or these? What do you think are
really good? Wait, do them again.
Oh, hold on, but I need to do my handsome face. Okay, this.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Okay, it's like going to the optometrist. Like, okay, is it one or is it two? And you're like, okay, can you go back to the other one again? Oh, yeah, is it this or this? They're the same.
I don't know. I feel like the second one really makes it look like you have one eye, which is very exciting.
Okay, so let's say rainbow versus silver. People have to vote. Okay, silver versus rainbow. What are the better vibes? Yeah. And in the meantime, I can put these ones on. Let's put the chat. Yeah, what are people saying? Sunshine, super vibing. Look at that. Max vibes. Steph, are you vibing?
I'm totally vibing.
Are you feeling the vibes? Because today,
my face, I'm going to learn some vibe coding. I just learned about this term, I think, like 3 days ago.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
I was like, I feel like Pablo can probably illuminate this, especially for me, who does not know anything about coding. I know you're a novice as well. I'm more of a novice for sure.
Oh, well, now I'm not a novice anymore. I think with this with AI, I do feel like I'm a hacker. I'm a pro now. But you can see, like, I don't know if you ever gone to the engineering channel on Lumi on our Slack. I sometimes will come with my vibe coding stuff, and I go over there with the engineers. So it's like, look what I did. I did it. I am a hacker. Look what I just coded. But it's not me. It's just the robots. It's the AI, and they hate me for it.
Yeah. Do you ever get do they ever tell you, like, our engineering team, like, wow, this code is awful?
They
like, actually, it's pretty good.
They haven't literally said it, but I think they think it. They totally said. Got to extreme patience.
Your feelings.
Like someone is saying that got to have extreme patience with vibe coding. Yeah, the ups and downs. Oh my god, crazy how fast it goes. Yeah, it goes to yeah. You're right, Carl. Totally. Somebody said silver, so I think I was gonna go.
We're getting more rainbow though. I got rainbow.
Oh, rainbow. Okay, rainbow it is.
We got 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Okay. No, 2. Okay, it's evening out. We got another rainbow.
By the way, I'm ready for vibe coding. Look at all this. Wow. All of this is full of coffee. Well, actually, it's now only half of it. But yeah. So, what do you know about vibe coding, Steph? Can you tell people what are we talking about? What is this?
All right. So, my understanding, as someone who just learned the term a couple days ago, is it's a way for you to kind of just give your idea of what you want in an app or a little doodad or some code, and the AI will kind of build it for you. They'll take your idea, so you vibe out an idea, and the AI will take care of all of the coding and nitty-gritty for you, so you can just, like, have an app instantly. You can focus
Yeah,
on creative ideas rather than worrying too much about the code and all of what goes into that.
yeah, and this was coined by I think he's a co-founder of OpenAI. He's a Stanford PhD. His name is Andre Carpathy, and he's like an amazing developer. He's an engineer. He's a co-founder of NVIDIA, and he's
Yeah,
like, "Hey, you know what? Like, I've been using these tools for coding, and I just feel the vibes, you know. I just like say, and here's the thing, like what the vibe code and it was so cool because it resonated with a lot of people because a lot of us were already doing it. And he said, like, I'm putting a name to this. Whereas, like you're saying, you just give it a prompt, then it does something, and you're like, now, can you do it like this? Hey, can you add this? So you're really just like almost like product managing the
yeah,
and he was like, but in a really lazy way, you know, like, I don't like it. Do it again. That doesn't work. So, or the also parts of the device, it's just accepting whatever it does. It's like
yeah,
he said, we're going to learn today the different tools that we can use, the LLMs that we can use, make decisions along the way. You know, it's just like you ask them, hey, I want an app that does X and Y. So then it figures out how to do the X and Y, what technology to use, what things to do to make it possible. And you on the other side, you're just like saying, yeah, whatever, which is great for all of us who just don't know how to code. I'm like, oh, I think we should do X, Y, Z to accomplish this. And I'm like, sure, I don't know what is any of
I
that.
don't know what's going on.
But of course, do it. But that's me being a dummy. But the thing is, this validated by this genius engineer developer and say, like, hey, I also use it. So we
It's for
dummies,
funsies. It's for funsies.
it's for funsies, exactly. But the thing is, I would say that it's not so for funsies anymore because I think a lot of people are actually using it. Maybe not so much vibe coding and just let it go and do whatever it wants, but really more and more developers, more people are using AI in their code. Like, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a conference or something, and the CEO of Anthropic, he one of these predictions that comes from these companies, these labs, is like, oh, I think that in 6 months, like 90% of all code is going to be written by AI, or something like that. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Calm down on that.
and I mean, very bluntly, like Mark Zuckerberg like said, hey, you know what, like we're reducing our staff like the next year for like around 10%. And he said, you know what, mid-level engineers are not going to be needed because of AI. Like, he bluntly said it. There was no usually just like these CEOs, there's some PR that says like, hey, don't say exactly what we want to do. He just said it. It
Well,
was like, oh,
Zuckerberg's been on quite a roll with some out-of-pocket interesting,
yeah.
interesting,
So
public appearances and saying stuff, so
yeah, by the way, like his new appearance, it all looks so like there's a team behind the appearance of Mark Zuckerberg. Like 2 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg is not the same one that right now, and I feel like there's a whole fashion PR team behind him correcting him.
maybe it's an AI robot.
It's an
All the
avatar for
hottest
sure.
trends from Instagram
Yeah.
and applying it to him.
So, okay, so let's get started. So, what are we going to do? I'm just going to open up my laptop and I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to vibe call, my friends. Yeah? Are you down for this?
I'm so excited.
By the way,
Magic.
a Steph and I, we work at this company called Lumi.ai. You should check it out if you need beautiful images like the one right here in the
Wait, let
background.
me
Let's
see
put
this
it in
one.
the top
Oh,
so
yeah,
people
yeah.
can see it. There you go. Like these images are from Lumi. Look at how beautiful. So if you ever want cool images, you should check out Lumi.ai. Any designers, creatives, marketing people, salespeople, small business owners, all of you, you deserve beautiful images, and Lumi AI got you. Do you like my commercial
It
stuff?
was really good. It
Yeah,
was
that was
really
all ad lib right there. We got something here. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Enough commercials, Pablo. Come on, show us the goods.
good. Yeah.
So let me turn it on. There you go. There you go.
Woo!
Okay, so you can see my screen, and I put up together a Notion document with different tests that we can do. So the different tools that we're going to be using is Claude, V0, and Cursor. And now I'm put them in this order because like it's almost like kind of like the level of difficulty and level of complexity also that you get from Claude. You get we're going to get like really basic stuff. On V0 we're going to get a little bit more complex like prototype stuff, and then in Cursor we're going to get, this is a desktop app, we're going to get something that is a little more complete, let's say. So let's just start with Claude. Are you cool? And I already wrote a couple of prompts. Like here, for example, I was thinking of doing flashcards about Nicolas Cage, and flashcards is just like information about a specific topic. And let's say that I'm going to open up this, and just like I'm going to grab some information from Nicolas Cage. Um, just like Nicolas Cage, beautiful Nicolas. You know what? Actually, let me grab a lot of it. Ooh, ooh.
You know what? You keep using Nicolas Cage in your demos because I know you're a super fan, but he's not a super fan of AI. I don't know if you knew that.
Uh, yeah, I'm sure he's not. But
He actually really hates it. It's so sad.
he's so sad that
I
he's being
know.
used for this. So what I did, by the way, like I copied the information from here. I don't think it's necessary actually, because I'm pretty sure that LLMs know a lot of information about Nicolas Cage. But this is just as an example. Let's say that actually I want to do something about specifically about the early work and breakthrough of Nicolas Cage. So I just copied it. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to go and put my prompt. Really simple. Please create some information cards about Nicolas Cage with this info. Now, I'm putting here Nicolas Cage. He's already known, but you can imagine that you could do it also for your own topic. Like maybe you already wrote something, you already, it's something specifically from your company, from your job, from your work, or something that is specifically for you, and then you could copy paste it. But here is going to be about Nicolas Cage. So let's create some information cards and keep it simple. Use what colors do you want? Use pink and white. Uh, and use a serif font. So what we're doing here, we're going to hopefully it does creates a little app that has information cards about Nicolas Cage with this info. And I'm asking it also style, keep it simple, use pink and white, and use the serif font. Really, really simple prompt, right? What makes it complex is that I just copy this. So let's go ahead and run it. And by the way, I'm using Claude.ai, and I'm using this chat. So here it detected I want to do like a standalone web app, and it's doing it here on the side. It's creating this document, and it's doing it in HTML. And in HTML, well, in the head, you can include style, you can include JavaScript. It looks like it's only doing it with style. So it's putting the code, and then it's doing a preview. Now, it's doing it just like it did it like this, and it's almost just like a one pager. Let's go ahead and say like I want it to be interactive, like flashcards cards that rotate on click, and add navigation elements. So I want it to be just like a go to the next one, go to the next one. So let's see if with that prompt it creates something. So again, what it did is creating code here and it's running it here. It's really simple. It's putting styles, it's creating the classes. It seems like it's it's not doing any JavaScript. I suppose it's just going to add animations with it. Hopefully it does it. Oh yeah, no, it's putting some script here. So it's putting a script with the title, front and back. The front, what it's going to have, what it's going to have in the back. Then there you go. So now it 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 made this. When did Nicolas Cage make his acting debut? You click it, and then you see the details. We go to the next one, and then when was Nicolas Cage first starting role? Oh, well, it started with Valley Girl with Deborah Foreman. Okay. Oh, okay. Inspired by Romeo and Juliet. Anyway, that was actually kind of easy, right?
Yeah, that's super quick.
Now, the cool thing about this is that you can keep iterating. Now, this is not as powerful. It's almost like it will always try to just like do it all at once. When I asked it to do something like a correction, I wanted to be interactive. It just like went ahead and rewrote the whole thing. So that's something that is like you're almost like kind of wishing that it just like gets it right on the first try, which is nice. But there are other tools that allow you to kind of iterate. So, by the way, this was Claude, and you can get the code here now if you want to run it. It's kind of it's kind of hidden here, so I can just like copy it. I'm going to open Sublime, and I'm going to cancel. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to copy paste this, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. Desktop, and I'm going to say flashcards Nick. And it's just going to save an HTML, right? And now that I have it on my desktop, I can also just run it as a regular HTML. So now it's on my browser, and I can just like go ahead and use this like almost like a little small app that we just created. So just to recap what we did, we went to Claude. On Claude, we gave it a prompt about an app that we wanted. We gave it some context. We gave really basic style stuff. Then it created something, not exactly what we wanted. So I went ahead and said, like, I was more, I assumed that it will make it interactive. It didn't. So I had to say, like, hey, I want it to be interactive, like flashcards that rotate and click and add navigation elements. And after that, it's like, oh, okay. And then create another one. It created the code, and then I can preview the code here. So this is just running this basic HTML. Then after that, I just copy this HTML. I open it on Sublime Text, but this can be any text editor. It could actually just be even text edit, so I can create a new one. Let me view format, make plain text. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to put it here on my desktop, test. And instead of HTML, I'm going to save it as text.txt. I'm going to save it as HTML. I'm going to save it. Yes, use HTML. And let's see if it also opens up here to test. And there you go. So it was easy as that. And the cool thing about this is just a standalone HTML that has everything in it. So it can just run as a file on your browser. Pretty easy to do. Any questions?
Whoa, we do have some questions. Let's see. We got one from Arturo. Besides UI terminology, do you think using dev jargon makes a difference?
So yeah, that's a pretty interesting one because it does make a difference to have. I mean, if you know what to ask, you're going to get better outputs. If you know to ask it to use Tailwind, because you know that you want to use Tailwind, then it's going to make its best. You're just like, oh, okay. Instead of using basic CSS, I'm going to use classes like this style library like Tailwind, and that's what I'm going to use. And if I'm going to be using Tailwind, I'm going to have to install different things and stuff. So yeah, using different terminology will get you more specific results. I don't know if better, but more specific ones. If you just let it assume stuff, then it's going to do its best at just like doing what is more common. But I think on our next prompts, we're going to be more specific. This one was really broad. It was like, hey, just make a flashcards app, you know? So we were allowing it to make a lot of decisions, and we saw that the decisions it made were not that great. So we had to iterate. So let's go back.
I imagine it depends on what you're using, also what product you're using.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And here, since this thing is really basic, you want to preview it in a single file. It's not allowing you to have multiple files. You can ask it really simple stuff. But let's go ahead and use a different tool called v0.dev. And I have some other prompts for this one. And on this one, actually, no, wait. Create a style. No, hold on. This should be here in V0. I was thinking here in V0, let's create a dots app. So let's go back.
Oh, excited for this one.
Yeah. So create a standalone web app where I can upload an image and it will transform the image into black and white dots like dithering. Do you know what dithering is? Let me just. It's just like it's what makes it look like there's shades of gray, but actually it's all just little dots of black and white, black dots, in a different pattern, the different types of dithering. But it creates the illusion of a gradient, but really when you zoom in, it's really just patterns of black and white. Like for example, this. So from afar, you might think that there's actually shades of gray, but when you zoom in, you realize it's all black and white. Oh my God. Okay, so let's create a standalone where I can upload an image and it will transform the image into black and white dots like dithering, include sliders to adjust the dot size, the spacing, white threshold. Allow me to preview the original and image and effect side by side. Use simple HTML and oh, actually, I had written this to be on Claude. Let's actually use it on Claude. Let's see if let's compare both. I'm going to use Claude here, and let's compare it on V0. And on V0, instead of use simple HTML and CSS, I'm going to say use shadcn for components. Use neutral color palette. Use Tailwind for styling, and then keep it simple and fun. Okay, cool. So here, since this is a little bit more complex and it has the capability of using components, using shadcn, using Tailwind, I'm able to ask for this kind of stuff here on V0. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for this. And let's see what this one did. Oh, there you go. So here, it already created one. Let's see the code. It created everything here. And now I have it here. So let's try this one while the other one is also creating. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between these two. Here, the code is just one single file, and it's putting the styles on the head. So it's just creating an HTML file, which is really cool for simple, basic stuff. But over here, it's actually creating a tree structure. So if you go to the code, it's creating a folder where inside the folder called app, there's a page. And inside components, it's creating different components for the different things that we're creating. Now, it's really similar. Like the actual result of how it looks is kind of similar, where it's allowing you to upload an image, it's putting original and dithering on the side, and it's putting, well, this is not adding sliders. I don't know if it's going to be after. So let's choose an image. Let's see if it works. I have this photo that I took in with different people in Valencia. That's me. Look at that. There's a Lumi logo. There's always an opportunity to do a commercial. Oh my God, look at that. It is actually kind of working. I don't know. Oh, I have to apply the changes. Ooh, no, 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 no.
Ooh.
Let's actually do this and then apply the. Oh, wait, what? Apply changes. Apply changes. Dude, this is really bad. Okay, not so great. Let's see what happens over here. Let's upload this same image over here. Let's see if it works. Oh, dude, look at that. And it's also in real time, which is actually pretty nice, that I'm getting to see the results right here. Let's see if the threshold improves. Uh, hey, look at that. That's really nice, right? Let's see. I can save the image. Maybe we need an download image result. So what the cool thing about this is that it created all the code here. You can actually come in here and edit it. So for example, image dithering, instead of image dithering, let's say that it says image magic. So I can see that here on the page CSX, a TypeScript file, it puts it here, image dithering. So let's say instead of image dithering, let's say magics with triple C. Okay, so I made an edit here on the code. I can save it and I can see it here already, preview it right here. So now that was a really basic edit, but I can also make edits on the style, on stuff. So for example, let's say that the padding around these or dot size. Yeah, let's see that. Let's say the dot size. Let me search for dot size. Here it's putting justify between is putting a space of. By the way, this is all stuff that comes from Tailwind. And let me just open Tailwind for those who don't know. The cool thing about the Tailwind is that you can just like go here and search for stuff as you need it. For example, let's say that you want to do something about width, then you can search for width and you can see all the different classes that they manage. Whereas like a W-3XS and it is going to give you around 256 pixels. I want 100% width, then it's W full, and then it's here telling you exactly what the CSS is doing. With W full, is going to do this. So it's something that we can always apply over here. Oops, let me go over here. Where are we? Over here. Yeah. So anyway, all this stuff is just like how this thing is being controlled with Tailwind. For those who don't know, and what else? So what else do we want to change here? Let's say the cool thing here is that I can say, hey, let's say that I wanted like a label on top that it says settings. I don't know why. I don't think it's needed, but let's say that I wanted that. So I can go over here on this little thing that is like a select tool. You can click it, and then you can select where you want to make a change. For example, here, I'm going to select this, the whole container, and then something to add a prompt appears here. So this is like saying, hey, apply quick changes in this section. So let's say add a title that says settings. There you go. So it's going here, and now it's going to say add a title that says settings, and it's knowing exactly where to go in this div, and it's going to go here in the code, and it's going to find that div, and it's going to hopefully apply an H2, an H3 or something that is going to say settings. So let's go see. There you go. So now we have settings here. By the way, can you hear me? All good?
You also want to add a download button.
Let's add a download button. That's pretty necessary. So let's put it here.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to say here, and I'm going to like add a download button that appears when an image has an effect. That appears only. So a download button that appears only when there's an image with an effect. So I want to put a condition where there's only going to appear a download button and when there's an image. If right now there's nothing to download, right? So I don't want the download button there. Download button that appears only when there's an image with an effect, align it to the right. And let's see what happens. So I selected this section because I'm telling it, I kind of want it inside this container too. So here, by the way, I can go back into my history and just like see everything that has been happening. Here I can say, I can see that the changes that it made. I can see that it changed, made a change. Well, actually, this was the generation. I can see that over here it made a change on this page, and it always explains you what happened. I've added settings title, which is pretty cool because you're seeing exactly what happened. So here it looks like nothing happened, but that's maybe because I haven't uploaded an image. So let's see if I upload an image. There you go. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's see if it works though.
Yeah, it's a good test.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Hey, look at that. It does work. Let's see what happens if I upload this image. Oh my God. So
Double
meta.
dipper?
Hold on. Does it actually do anything? Oh, it's just like the threshold is either one or the other. Why? Because it's already black and white.
Yeah.
So what do we learn here? We learned that prompts can be more complex here. Why? Because we can hold on. Wait. Oh, yeah. So here on our prompt, I asked for shadcn for components, a color palette. I also asked for Tailwind, which is something that on Claude, I think it would have had a hard time trying to do that. Because it's just a basic HTML. Here, I was able to do more complex things. Now, this is still basic to what we can do. And I have another prompt for V0. And on this one, I'm actually going to connect it to an API, which is pretty cool, right? So
Which API are you connecting it
I'm
to?
connecting it to this very cool API out there called Lumi API for this really cool product. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Lumi.ai. At the end, it all turns into a commercial. People are like, "You tricked me, Pablo. I thought I was here to learn, and you just tricked me into."
I thought you were being altruistic, just trying to teach people, but there's always an ulterior motive.
Exactly. Yeah. So, by the way, so I have this prompt. So I want to create a minimalist web app that uses Lumi's API to show images in a responsive masonry grid. So here, see how my prompt is already saying I want it to be not just a square or a CSS grid. I want it to be a masonry grid that fills the full width of the screen, include a simple fixed navigation bar at the top. So I'm being very specific about my layout, my design, with a clean search input that takes the full width. Users can type queries and press enter to search for images. This is talking about the experience, instantly updating the grid with relevant results. Then add tabs above the grid to easily switch between different image types, like for photos, illustrations, and 3D. And that's because I know that in the Lumi API, it allows me to filter between these types of photos, of images, from photos, illustrations, and 3D. The design should be clean, simple, intuitive. Use shadcn, use neutral color palette, use Tailwind, use phosphor icons. That's really important where necessary. Search, buttons, components, etc. Use Lumi API documentation from your sources and use the Lumi API key environment variable. Okay, so here it's starting to get a little bit more complex. And before I do anything, I'm actually going to copy paste this. And something here that this year that is really cool is that you can also create projects. Now, before I actually do this, I'm actually going to first start by creating a new project. I'm going to go over here and, well, wait, hold on. How do you create a new project? Chats, blogs. Wait, where's the button to create a new project? There used to be a button to create a new project here. What am I doing wrong? Hold on.
Oh no.
Okay, you know what? No project selected. I'm going to go here. It. I
There
mean,
you
it should
go.
be here, right? There should be a button that says new project.
There should be a
Okay, well,
button.
there's another way. You go here in the chat, and then over here, You can select the project you already have, or you can just create a new project here. So I'm going to create a new project. Now, in the new project, it has different things that you can do. So like I'm going to call it Lumi Masonry. You can add a description if you want to, and you can add context. By the way, they changed this. Huh. You used to be able to add an environment variable. Hold on. Like maybe after I add it, Lumi API. Let me create the project and then I can edit it. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. I sorry, but
Don't you have a all of a sudden UI change update?
so Lumi Masonry change. Dude, they changed this. This used to be more complex. Wait, what happened? I was able to, huh? I was able to change this to add environment variables. Let me actually like me,
Look at it, hold on.
yeah. For
Mm.
example, let me web like if I were to go, hmm. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Like if I there used to be a way, now it's on Vercel. Wow, they changed it. It used to be here on V0, but I suppose they changed it to now you have to do all the changes on Vercel. I guess that is weird. Okay, cool. Anyway, well, let's do it on Vercel.
Weird.
Let's. By the way, this is the first time I do it this way, so let's see if it works. It used to be that you could change environment variables and stuff over here, but let's go and view it on Vercel. Now, here on Vercel, this is a way to just like host your a project, a site, your whole database, a lot of stuff. But it's like a serverless service that is called Vercel. Now, here in the settings, something that I want to do, I want to add an environment variable. And this is for an API, for example, this API from Lumi. It's an API that needs an API key. And the API key allows you to use Lumi's API and search through the images and do anything that the API allows you to do, but you need an API key. And before I do that, I'm going to show you how I would do it. I'm going to here in the settings of my project. I go the project. It's Lumi Masonry. Go to settings and then here environment variables. So I'm going to add a Lumi API key, and I'm going to put it here, but I'm going to have to turn off the sharing of the screen. Sorry. Let me just turn it off while I have the key. Okay, hold on, because I don't want people looking at my key.
We have a new friend on the stream.
And text only, and well, import snippets. Hold on, where's my snippets? Lumi search snippets. Yeah, and copy and paste it and save it. Okay, cool. Let me go back. Can you now? I can share my screen again?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
cool. Sorry about that. I just don't want people to know my Lumi API key. So I added
Secret.
my Lumi API key. I put it here. I put the value. You cannot see it anymore, but it's there. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to add it here on my prompt and use the Lumi API variable that is already set up. Already set up on Vercel. And what else? It's already in this project, so it's all good. And let's go ahead. Oh, hold on. Another thing. This thing doesn't know how to use the Lumi API because I don't think it has been trained on that. But I can go ahead and download the API. So I have a download Open API document. So I'm going to download it to my desktop, Lumi API. So this is a document that has the whole API. Now, I could also just like search and just like specifically maybe I want search and I want to get this so I can just copy the stuff and then give it as a context. So this is just to teach this thing how to use the Lumi API. So I'm going to upload from my computer. I have this. This is just the code of the API, and I'm going to say use the Lumi from yours. Lumi API attached document. There you go. Oh my God, all of this stuff to see if it works. So what I did is I'm teaching it with the JSON file how the Lumi API works. I'm also saying, hey, use the Lumi API key that is already saved as an environment variable. An environment variable, like it's saved in a safe way. So others, like the public, the users cannot see that API key and it's saved on Vercel. So that's why I took those measures so that API key is not exposed on the client side. And yeah, so now it's creating all the stuff. So this is what vibe coding is when you're just seeing this thing happen in front of your eyes, and you're like, yeah, that looks good. Of course, yeah, this is cool. So it's really cool that it's creating the different components that it needs. Apparently, it's adding navigation, the nav bar, the masonry grid, the different tabs for the type. Also, each card is going to be a component, and then on the app is putting all the layout and the actions, the page, and it's putting it as a separate folder. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to preview in a second. So it's importing Tailwind. I suppose it's going to be importing here on the page. Yeah, it's importing the shadcn components that it's going to need, like buttons and tabs. And cool. So let's hope it works. I'm here. Oh my God. Something doesn't
No.
work. So was saying that a specific icon is not working. Let's see what's going on. Phosphor icons,
Time to debug.
and here explore icons, and let's see left. And I suppose this is what it's wanting to do. I'm going to actually select it and go back over here. I suppose it thought that there was going to be an icon called chevron left, so it hallucinated that there was going to be one called like that. I'm pretty sure that there's not. Let's see. Hold on, maybe there is. Chevron left. No, there isn't. So that's what's going on. So, but I'm going to tell it. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say fix with v0 and use instead. Okay, I didn't include that. So hold on, let me actually go back here and I'm going to put use arrow left size. So what I did there is V0 already told me what the error was. It added it to the prompt. But then I also added a little bit more context. I went ahead and edited it and I said, use arrow left. So just so it knows what to use. And hey, there you go. Look at this. It's not great. I want it to be center. So it looks like it's the grid is, oh, there you go. So there's a little point there in which.
Can you please take care of that? Thank you. I appreciate it.
You had a delivery. Okay, so here we have different tabs. It's following the instructions that I gave it, where it's like a filter the images by the type of images. So photos, let's go back, illustrations or 3D. All of these images are being pulled from Lumi. It's even also adding recognition, just like a credit. It's doing it as a masonry grid, which is exactly what we asked. I did ask to make this full width. I was actually expecting it to have a title here. So maybe that's something that we could do. But the cool thing is it has a search for images. So let's say that search for puppy. I'm going to search inside the 3D and it's searching for puppy. Now, if I go to photos, it's also putting photos of puppies inside photos. It looks like one of the 3D ones filter out there. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. And it added pagination, which is pretty cool. One of 42 pages. This is really nice. So, Steph, do we have any questions? Do we have? This is Steph here.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
here.
okay, okay, okay. So, what do you think?
Looks pretty good. I see one of the puppies I
Oh,
made.
really? Which one?
Not that one, not that one.
There you
Yeah, that
go.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's me.
So, what if we add like a light box effect when I click? So I can go back
Ooh.
here and I can say add
Gonna find
a light box component, so that when I click on an image, I can the user can see it in full screen and they can navigate with arrow keys or left right buttons between the images. Yeah. And let's see if it does that. So, hey, pretty cool. It added an animation with a hover effect. It added search, and this is because we taught it how to use the Lumi API. And this is something that you could do with any app. You know, if they have documentation and they have an API with the documentation, you could just like download that documentation, or just copy that specific part of the documentation that you want to use. If you want to use their search, you want to use their a specific thing that a product does, and the API supports it, you can do that. Many APIs will need an API key. So that's something that you want to add to. So you first have to get an API key. So for example, here, well, I already had an API key for Lumi, so I added that first. So let's see. Oh, look, let's see. Let me click. There you go. Wait, hold on. I clicked on this and it opened. I suppose it's just going to the first one instead of the one that I'm clicking. But yeah, it added a light box. I can just like go ahead and say like a bug when I click on an image, instead of opening the clicked image on the light box, it opens the first image on the grid. So here, what I'm doing is just like with this chatbot, I'm pretty much just like almost like, how would you call this? Like product manage this. It's just like I'm kind of managing the robot to do the things as it goes, and I'm iterating with it, and I'm saying like, hey, instead of doing this, you should do this. A make a change here, and it's just iterating with me. So it's not fixing that. It's still doing that. So anyway, a bug that we will have to fix, and maybe that's something that I have to do in the code. But yeah, that's it. Look at that. So, just a recap. I asked it to
Yeah.
use an API, and for that, I added the documentation. I connected to Vercel. So let's do project setting. Oh, look at that. This is what I was looking for before. It was not showing it to me before. But here, you can also add, integrations. You can add sources. So for example, here in my sources, I could have also add this documentation. So that way it's always there. And I can see my environment. This is what I was looking for before. Sorry. So my environment variables, integrations. If I were to add an integration, add integrations. For example, here it already has some integrations that I could use. For example, Superbase is just like a database that is pretty cool. I like a backend. And then anyway, this is really powerful. And here, the cool thing is, since this is connected to Vercel, I could even deploy it too, and I could deploy to Vercel and then just like even share it with others. So set a custom domain, configure, and it's just deploying it, and it's going to deploy it to a specific URL. If I wanted to, I could also configure it to have its own custom domain, but I need to connect it to GitHub and other stuff. So that's a little more complex and maybe not something that we want to do right now.
Yeah. We have a couple questions. Let's see. So we can bring some up. Artur, I wanted to know, have you tried to add wireframes as part of the prompt?
That's something that we're going to do in the next one. You like that? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
This one was a little more complicated than the first one. The first one I was like, okay, I can do this. This one was a little more
Yeah.
involved for
Involved.
sure. But you're working with APIs, so
Yeah. So actually, let's go back to our here. And I was thinking of doing a photo app. And here's I create a simple web app that allows me to upload an image. It lets me either take a photo with the dev. Oh, hold on. Let me wrap code. The device camera or upload an image. So here's just the photo effects app. But on this one, let's try it by adding a wireframe. So let's say that we have a wireframe in which, let me just create a box. And I'm here on FigJam, and I'm going to create a wireframe, and in which is going to be called Magic Snap. You like it? Yeah? No?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Magic.
and then
You showed me a preview of this, and I'm so excited for you to show people.
And then I'm going to put the different effects that I want here. Pixel, and maybe what else? Blur, uh, Ditter, and sepia. Now let me just do this. Let me change the color of this so it looks like these are not enabled. This one is the one that enabled. And then let's add some sliders. I'm just going to add some sliders here that I'm going to allow me to just like control different things. Let's say that this one is going to be intensity. Let's align all of these to be centered. There you go. Well, I suppose like all of this, I'm making it too small. Maybe that's a problem. There you go. There you go. And let's align it. There you go. Even my wireframes need to be good. So level, I don't know why, but let's say that. And let's duplicate this. Let's change the color to be black. Let's move it here. Let's put it like this, just so it's clear that, that this is controlling. Let's add a border on this thing too, like a white border. There you go. And magic snap, and then upload. Hold on, let me say upload, and download. And then this one, let's make it a, there you go. Do you like it?
Looks great.
Okay, so let me do also like a background on this. There you go. I like it.
Simple, elegant, perfect.
Okay, and hold on. We need we'll need a face here, so our wireframe is complete, right? If not, the AI is going to be very confused. So I think this is going to make it more clear for the AI. Do you agree?
I hope so.
And it has has chin like this. It looks like a butt. There you go.
Yeah, that
Uh,
looks like a
it
human.
looks like a human. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so just going to just like Command Shift C this just to copy it as a PNG. Let's go back over here. I'm going to paste it as an image. Let's go back to my my thing here, Photo Effects app. I'm just going to copy it and let me paste this. And now I'm explaining the flow. I'm explaining the layout. Separate filters with tabs. The style. Use shadcn component. Neutral color palette. Why don't we use red color palette? Red, black, and white. Yeah, slash theme. And there you go. Okay, so here I added a wireframe of my design just to direct it a little bit more. And hopefully it
So
follows it.
interested to see.
What's that?
I would interpret so interested to see how it interprets it.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see if it focuses on the face a lot. And it's like, let's recreate that face. Apparently, Pablo wanted that face. Uh, oh, I didn't say follow the wireframe. I didn't specify in this. Hopefully, it does it. Uh, simple-
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell if AI is gonna take context clues or not.
And actually, I'm realizing that here I'm also saying allow me to take a photo. So let's see if it also, I didn't put it in my wireframe. The idea of also taking a photo, just like controlling it with my camera. Oh, something that I forgot to add in my wireframe. But let's see if it does it. I don't know. Create simple way to have to upload an image. Okay, so it's adding the page. It created the layout of this stuff. Damn. I would have never done this. Oh my god. And it's adding all the different components. I don't know if you saw that, but it was adding. Oh, dude. Okay. Well,
Okay. Interesting.
it kind of did it. Dude, this doesn't look
Yeah.
great. Let's upload. Let's upload Paps in Valencia.
The AI needs more direction.
Uh, it's not doing Dithering on sepia. Oh, wait, what? It's just getting stuck. Oh no. Let's refresh.
Yeah. You gave it too hard of a
I
challenge.
think
No,
so. Yeah.
we can figure it out.
It seems like it's getting stuck on something. It's even adding different UX things like reset or new. I don't know what the difference between
Yeah, I
these
don't know
are
what
actually.
yeah.
Oh my god, exit page. Something
Sad
killed
face.
it. Oh my
Big
god, it
sad
was too
face.
much of a task. Maybe it's just like, no, I don't want to work with this image. Let's see if it. Maybe it's the ditter that is like a sepia. Look at that. You know what? I think I was actually in this case. I think that the wireframe actually made it worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Why?
too.
Because here is using intensity and level, and I only put it as an example, but it's taking it really literal,
Really
you
seriously,
know?
yeah.
So let me go back and edit it and remove this and just like go without the wireframe and see how it goes. It's so weird because like uh and you know what? I'm going to go with neutral color palette. This one sucked. Neutral color palette, submit. Let's see how it does. Because I feel like it was taking a lot of uh it was taking my wireframe too literally, and it was just like trying to follow it. But my wireframe was wrong, you know? My
Yeah.
wireframe was
It was you were giving it too much, too many strict, parameters, and then the parameters that were strict were not, we're half baked.
Yeah. And for example, here on my prompt, I didn't include ditter, you know? Like I said, where is it? Tabs include a couple of sliders. So I can snap screen. Yeah, so here I'm saying pixelation, color shift, blur, and vintage filter. Uh, but I never said ditter here, but my wireframe said. So it's like, oh, I guess I have to do ditter, but I didn't explain it how to do it. So
A little bit of contradiction
yeah,
there. Make sure that you don't confuse your language learning
yeah.
model.
Okay. So, and
Okay.
also, by the way, here I said on the flow, the first screen should be the upload snap screen. So my prompt was more complete than my wireframe. In this case, my wireframe actually sucked. So anyway, let's take a photo. And here it should give me access. It's going to ask me access for my camera. Let's camera and let's try it again. Take a photo. I guess is taking the photo. Hmm. Something weird is happening where it's not really connecting to my camera. Um, let's say a when I the connect the camera, I can not review it. Only a gray box appears. Can you allow me also to select which camera from my device I want to use? Okay, so now I'm going to expect to have like a drop down or something that allows me to also select the camera, because like right now I could be using this camera, the one that is on that I'm sharing on here on the live stream, or also the one from my laptop. I wonder if that's what's causing problems too, because since I already have my camera turned on here, hello, maybe it's
Woo.
also having trouble trying to select that camera here in this app. And maybe that's also what's causing problem, where it's like my camera cannot be turned on in both places. Um, so you know what? I'm going to turn off my camera here just to
Ooh. See if
just to
that's
make
confusing it.
sure that that's not the problem. Take a photo and let's see
Oh,
if it. Yeah, there. Let's see.
oh,
Oh, my
oh.
FaceTime is the one that is not working. Let's see if this one works. There you go.
Yeah! There he is.
Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Oh my god. Now let's do a hue rotation on the color. Let's add saturation, of course. Let's add some blurriness. Vintage, which I suppose is just making it like a sepia. Hey, this is pretty cool, right? Upload a new image. Now let's try it with uploading an image. The Paps in Valencia. Let's try this one. Again, pixelation, color. And you know what? Since I already had described it here in my prompt, what I wanted, it's actually doing it really similar to what we had in our wireframe, remember? Because here on my prompt, I'm actually telling it, put the tabs below the image. So if your prompt is good enough, maybe you don't need the wireframe as much. Uh,
Oh, we did have a question about that. Paula asked, "Is it important the order of the elements in the prompt,
uh,
like the extended journey
I
or
mean,
pre-pick?"
just this is natural language. This is a natural language model. So, um, yeah, consider how would you talk to a human too? Like in a
Yeah.
way that makes sense. How would you read it too in a way that makes sense? So you want to first put the like the high level stuff in the beginning, where it's like, hey, we're going to create a web app that allows me to do XYZ. And then you start going into specifics. So yeah, the order of things matter, as in like any writing matters. I'm I'm sure that there are specific things that you can use with generative with large language models that work a little bit better with the whole prompt engineering. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that those things, I feel like the prompt engineering is all BS, and
Interesting.
and it's really just natural language. How would you write to another human, and that will work? Uh, and usually, what works for a human should work for an LLM. That's my take on that. And I'm sure that there are specific things that might make something work better, but it's really also something about like iteration, where it's like, hey, let's say I forgot to add a specific thing, so it's not doing that, or maybe I added something that is confusing it. So it's always good to go back into your prompt and see, is it why is it making a certain decision, and then see your prompt if maybe in your prompt you added something that made it make that decision. Uh, let's go ahead and let's say that here, for example, something that I hate is like, please left a line. I'm pretty sure that I could.
Oh, you do the thing too that I do. I end up being so polite to the AI, even though it's not a real person. I'm like, "Can you
Oh,
please do
uh,
this?
oh,
Thank
because
you."
I added please. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Listen
it's
better.
working really hard, you know. So it's
Yeah.
doing its thing.
We need to thank our robot
I,
overlords sometimes.
exactly. I'm pretty sure that these things are going to communicate between each other. Once they have arms and legs and they can crush us, I want to think that they're going to go back to the database and say, "The- did this person talk nicely to us when
Yeah,
we were just LLMs?"
humans aren't so bad.
And then they're going to decide who to keep alive. So I'm doing my best and just like be nice for now. I will say that sometimes it is frustrating, and sometimes I do write in all caps. What are you doing? It is, and I feel bad when I do it. Whereas, like,
I know, I can't bring myself to be rude. Sometimes it does such a good job. I'm just like, "That really helped me.
yeah,
Thank you."
that was really nice. Actually, you know what? Nice job. This is awesome. You rock.
Please do not hurt me when you take over the
Exactly.
world.
Okay, well, that was an example with V0. Now, like I was saying before, cool thing about, let me see if it deployed the other project. Lumi, let's go back to Pab's projects. Uh, Lumi Masonry. Yeah. So right now it has it here on Vercel. I can even go and check it out here on a, like, remember we were deploying this, so while we were deploying we are doing the other thing, but now that it's deployed, is here in Brazil, it creates my own custom domain that I can visit if I wanted to. Like, I can go to the settings and I can add my own domain, like a custom domain that I want to. For this, if you want to add a domain, you have to link it to a Git repository, like on GitHub or like a GitLab or other ones. So once you connect it to a Git repository, then you can add your own domain. So little details that are pretty cool. And
No, that's good to, like, add that extra step so people can, like, "Okay, I've vibe coded something. How do I share it with people?"
exactly,
So, you know, that next step of how to
yeah,
do that.
exactly. And one way is doing it with this Vercel link that it gives you. Also, there is the possibility of going to sharing it. Let's see. Let me go to my library. Lumi Web App. I think it was this one. Here, yeah, Lumi Masonry. And there's also here a share button. So right now my blog is private, but I can also make it unlisted, and it's going to give me a link. But this link is to the chat too. So you can share with your team or something, so that you can see what all the decisions that I made. It will look at the code. So I can just like copy it, copy the link. I can paste it here, and then you can share with someone else in your team. You know, like, let's go here and see if it opens up. Yeah. So even if you wanted to share, oh, missing environment variable, this is not doing it because it's not connected to the Vercel, I guess. Um, But for simple stuff, it should work. Here it worked. Why? Because, well, it's connected to my own Vercel. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the Notion page. And now let's do something with another app called Cursor. But before I move on to that, is there any other questions from people?
Yeah, we have a question from Bruno. He wanted to know about, how do you prompt for animations? Have you done that?
How do you prompt for animations?
Yeah, if you wanted to add an animation to like your code design.
Hmm, wait, by the way, why
Have
are we not there?
Oh. Oh, your camera's still off. My camera's off,
Oh,
but now I'm here.
my camera's still off. There you go. So the question is like, how do you prompt for animations? Yeah. So should we do a test?
Let's try
Yeah.
it.
So,
Yeah.
Bob, I mean, let's go back to. Let me share my screen again, and I will go to V0. Let's use V0, and let's say that I want to animate a button. Help me make a button that animates on hover. It should uh, uh, animate an icon that appears on hover, uh, um, sliding from. Hold on, let me zoom in so we can see it. Sliding from the
Yeah.
left of the label. It should animate an icon that appears. The button should say download. The icon should be a download icon. Well, yeah. uh, it should also change the color from black to red. Use framer motion. Now, I'm here using framer motion. I think specifically, and I could say also use spring instead of ease and curves. So I want to use a spring animation instead of an easy curve. A easy curve would usually be like ease in, ease out, or just ease out. But if framer motion allows you to use a spring, for example, framer motion spring, and uses spring. Yeah. So a spring usually allows you to do things that are a little bit more bouncy. It doesn't have to be bouncy, but it can allow you to do that kind of stuff. And it has different, different parameters that you can control. So let's preview this. Oh, I suppose that's the preview. Duh. But anyway, trying to do something simple, right? But I also want it to be a little bit more complex with a spring animation instead of using curves. Instead of using curves, when clicked, the icon should pop. I don't know. Also,
A little
when
razzle dazzle.
clicked, confetti should should
That's a
pop.
lot of razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle.
More than the average razzle
Yeah.
dazzle.
And obviously, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. Could you
Could you
please help me make what's the color?
Praying hands emoji, praying hands
Add
emoji.
delight. Oh my god. There you go. That's
Let's
prompt
see.
engineering for you. Add delight. So it's thinking it's I suppose it's going to be using importing motion, which is motion.dev from it used to be framer motion. I don't know if it's called framer motion anymore. Because I think there you go. Look at that.
Oh,
And it's
hey.
using a spring animation. So it is a little bit bouncy. I don't want it to be as bouncy, but hey, there you go. And it goes from black to red. Let's see if it. Hey, 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 And
That's some good
another
confetti.
thing is that on click, it's popping. I don't know if you see that. Boing, boing,
Nope. Oh
boing,
yeah,
boing,
boing
boing, boing,
boing.
boing, boing. There you go. That's pretty nice, right?
And that's how you prompt for an
Yeah,
animation.
so like I was very specific about a using framer motion because that is going to allow me to do spring animations, and I was just like specific about the things that I want. Like I wanted to slide in from the left, like the label is on the left of the label, and I specifically said what type of icon, and then I animating from black to red. So yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that turned out great.
Yeah, I'm glad. This could have also
I
gone
would have
really
been
wrong.
really embarrassed.
Okay, so any other questions?
It's because you asked nicely,
I think
obviously.
that made the
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
said, "Hey," I think I also saying a delight. That's also what made it. Yeah. Any other questions here
Um,
before we move on to cursor? Le cursor.
don't think we got any more questions.
I like your little star.
Oh, thanks. It covers
Oh,
pimples.
yeah, that's a great way because you can also say like, "Hey, yeah, because I'm a good student." Uh,
Ah,
okay.
our student.
Oops, sorry, like something is happening here with the puppies. Okay, let's move on to the next app, and this one is called Cursor. So for those who don't know, uh, cursor.com. This is the AI code editor. Now, this one is a little bit more complex and it requires, uh, it is going to look more scary. That's one of the things too, because this one is more like a traditional text editor, and you download it to your computer and then you interact with it.
Definitely scared me when I was playing around with it yesterday.
Yeah,
I was a little, like,
yeah.
overwhelmed.
So hopefully this mini introduction helps everyone to just like be less scared of this. So,
Yeah.
by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but let me open a tab. You see that? I made this
What?
with Cursor.
Oh,
I made
wow.
my own little Lumi extension, and
Nice.
I have
Oh, that's
and it has my
great.
preferred links. And this is just something for myself, and I installed it here.
That's what vibe coding's all
That's what
about.
vibe coding is all about. Yeah, and I created my own settings here, where it's like a what type of images I want to do. Let's say that I only want nature stuff. Let's see if it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, this thing. And I also added my own favorite links. Let's say that I
Mm.
wanted to add another link for what link should I add? What is something that you recommend I should be visiting more often?
Blush.design.
Blush that design. So let me just copy it and paste it here. I don't think there's going to be a logo for blush that design. Oh, hold on. There is. Yeah.
Hey,
So that's
blushy.
another thing that I did. I connected it to an API that grabs logos automatically. So that way, even just by adding a URL, it automatically grabs a logo from that. So that's another API that I connected it to. And now it's only nature. So let's see if I refresh. It will give me nature photos. Yeah, it should just like give me nature photos now. There you go. If I were to go over here and say only animals, then it should just like give me only animals, hopefully.
Hopefully.
There
See?
you go.
Hey, that's an animal.
And I also added a lot of quotes to keep me inspired, design
Yes, very
quotes.
important.
And yeah, so anyway, this is just like to show you what I would what I could do with Cursor. So like you could create, I mean, an iOS app. If you want to be more complex, you can create a Figma plugin. You can create your own web app, your own Chrome extensions, or just like a full on web app. Okay, so let's go to Cursor. Oh my God. So here in Cursor, I'm going to actually, um, yeah, I'm going to open a folder, and here on folder, let me go to memory. Here, I'm going to create a new folder. It's going to be called Lumi Memory. Yeah, because I'm going to create a memory game. So open it. There you go. So it's just starting with a blank project from scratch. And let me go back to my prompt and see what I had. So this is going to be a little bit more complex and it's going to take us more time. Okay. So hopefully it works. Oh my God. I am, yeah, connected to GitHub, connected to Vercel. Okay. So
Deep breathing before you get started
yeah,
here.
I'm realizing that maybe I don't want to do the connecting to Vercel still, at least not in the beginning. So I want to use TypeScript. I wanted to use Tailwind, shadcn, Framer Notion. I want to use Lumis API. So I'm going to this is going to be a memory game with cards. So I wanted to load cards images from Lumi, and then we can do matching pairs. Okay, so it's kind of a little game, and I'm going to copy this. So the idea is to create a simple web app. And now here is very similar to other ones where it's like it's also a chat interface. But you have all the files here. Right now, it doesn't show me anything. Actually, let me open something before going in there. And let me, for example, Lumi extension. Yeah, let's open this one. So wow, that is scary, right?
It's very
Yeah,
scary.
hold on. Let me open a different one. Let me,
This isn't a horror stream, Pubs. We have to keep it
yeah,
not scary.
yeah. People are going to. It's just that I've been doing a lot of different
They're
things.
gonna scream and close their laptops.
Let me design a trivia. Yeah, let's open this one. So I've been doing a little app called Lighthouse. So it's going to be like a designer trivia kind of app. Let me see if I can open it. Oops, sorry, over here. Lighthouse, that app. It doesn't work, but I made all of this on what I call this on Cursor too. So this is like a trivia for designers. In this process, what is a prototype? A preliminary model. Answer it. Ooh, I got a speed bonus. What is this famous sculpture? This is the David. Answer it. Boom. So now the cool thing about this is that this is Sydney Opera House. Is that it's connecting to a database on Supabase. What invention? Louis? Hey, I don't know this one. What is this one?
Oh, let's see. The visual communication
Well,
allows
the
images to be
daguerreotype.
pulled.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
So
sounds
it is
right.
this mixing blue and yellow. What happens? Ooh, I'm getting those speed bonuses.
I want to see you get one
What is this famous
wrong.
logo? Oh, come on.
You made it harder. You made it too easy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And so like a oh, I'm not signed in, but it can turn on the theme on and on. I can turn off the sound. And yeah. Oh, and I have different errors here. So something that I should check. Hey, hermoso. No, vente pa' acá, hermoso. Okay, my puppies are a little bit anxious. Okay. So all of this, I made it with this, and it creates all the files here, and it's a scary as hell if you don't know what you're doing. But the cool thing is that you have this chat, and you can just like always just like chat with the robot in different ways. So that's just to show you that on the right side, you have a chat interaction, like like where you are talking to the robot. Then you have all of your code with all the files. So all of the different TypeScript, CSS, whatever you're using is all here. But it's also here, like all of your files all the directories are here. And it's pretty basic, just like all the folders with all the different files. And all of this is going to be created by this. But at any moment too, you can come in here and edit it like any other text editor, like VS Code or anything. Okay, so that was just for me as a demonstration, but let's go back in from scratch. Let's start one. Okay, so let's go to Lumi Memory. So right now we don't have anything. Let me go back here. Let me copy this thing. And I am here on this chat. Let me actually change the my display. Let me make it a little bit bigger because I feel like it's is potentially too small. Is that better? Can you see my screen?
It's a little bit
A
better.
little bit better. Uh,
A little, like, warped, though. It's a little, like, stretched.
yeah. Oh, it's a stretch on your side. Uh, oh, you
Yeah.
know what? Let me turn it off, on and off again. Hold on. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, my friends. I hope that this is going to. Yeah, it's not. Huh? Stop sharing screen. Let me
Mhm.
share my entire screen again. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be better now. Yeah, much
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Uh, let's put it at. If you can change it there to be full screen, that will be great. Uh, but okay, so
Right.
so let me again adding context, only graph random. So create a simple playful web app, web-based memory matching game using Lumi's API, only graph random. So I'm putting all this stuff. Now I also want to add context of the Lumi API. So I'm going to actually just copy paste it here. Here's Lumi's documentation. And let me go to my desktop. I already downloaded that stuff. So let me go here. I have all of this stuff. I'm just going to command copy it, command all and copy it. And I'm just going to paste it here. And here's Lumi documentation for your reference. And now some details here. I can also add an image if I wanted to. I can add an image as a just as a reference to if I wanted to. I can also select what type of model I want to use. Right now, I'm using 3.7 Sonnet from Claude, which is the latest from Claude. Some people say the 3.5 is a little bit better for some stuff. I've been using 3.7 and it works fine for me. They also have this one that is max, but this one costs you money while you're using it on top of your subscription. So just like be aware if you want to use that stuff. And also GPT and other ones that it has, I'm going to say those ones suck. Well, don't work for me. They have not worked for me. And they might be good not for coding, but maybe for asking stuff. So here's another thing. What is the model that we're using? Right now, I have it as agent. What does it mean that agent is that it's going to be doing, it's going to write the code, it's going to create the files, it's going to be reasoning and making decisions for me. So that's the agent stuff. Ask will be more of a chat. So it doesn't do any code. It just like tells me stuff like, hey, I think that you should do this or you should do that. Sometimes you want it to be like, explain to me how this is working, but you don't do any code, just explain to me. So then you put the ask one, and then edit is just a specific documents you want to edit. But I want agent because with agent, it's going to look at all the files and everything you have, and it's going to make decisions. So I have my thing. I could have also added context here on the Lumi API, but I'm just going to save it as that. So I'm going to send it. There you go.
Let's
So
see.
now it's generating, it's making, it's explaining to you what is happening. So it looks like it's create launch initialize an XJS with TypeScript. This is opening the terminal and doing different things. Damn, dude, like it's doing a lot of stuff that I wouldn't even know how to do. Sometimes you have to get in there and say pop up terminal and say like, hey, would you like to set a source directory? I'm going to say no. Would you like to use a turbo pack? Yes. Would you like to use a port alias? No. So this is just like
Oh my goodness.
whatever the default answers were. I'm just saying yes, whatever. I don't care. Do it. Do it for me. Don't make me make decisions. You should just do it.
It's your
Yeah.
job.
By the way, another thing that is important here that I have turned on is that I have something that is called YOLO. So let me actually see if I can. Oh no, it's not here. But sometimes it will ask you for different things if you want to proceed. But I have it in a thing that it just like automatically makes decisions for me. Uh,
YOLO mode.
yeah. So pop up terminal. I'm just going to say next JS. What is your name? Yeah, my app. I don't care. This may take a few minutes. Oh my God. I asked for a very complex thing. I should have asked for something more specific. But here, uh, I'm asking very complex things where it's like, I want it to be shadcn, I want it to be Next.js. This could have easily be just like a basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript app, but uh, I'm even. By the way, here is asking what color palette I want. I want to use neutral. That's from shadcn. Use force, yeah. Uh, and this is just to install everything that is needed for in the utilities. So if you go over here, there's going to be uh, uh, library. Where is it? App. Where is it? Wait, why is it doing so many things? Damn, dude. This is where it gets confused and it just starts doing crap after crap. Well, this is an example of what not to do.
It's killing the vibe a little
It's
bit.
killing the vibe. I am sorry. Well, you can be with the vibe that it's just like, look at everything that it's doing, and I don't understand what is happening. Damn, like it's doing a lot of stuff.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who is overwhelmed.
Well, let's see what it does. I think it is doing some redundant things here. And I think it should have done everything with the app, but apparently it says doing different things over here too. And things that I don't think we needed to do. And I think all we needed was this one. But it's just creating more folders. And I think that this was because it was installing other stuff. Uh, I think my problem was too confusing. Maybe that's what it was. See, I'm being very forgiving of the robots. Uh,
Maybe it's us that aren't vibing. Maybe the robot is still vibing and we're just like, we're freaking
yeah,
out. But we shouldn't. We should just continue to go with the
go
flow.
with the flow, let it do its thing, and just trust the robots or robot overlords, and just keep.
We can trust them because we've always been
Yeah,
polite.
you can just keep saying accept, accept. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't care.
Yes, yes,
Keep
yes.
doing your thing. I don't know what's happening. I think you know what? I'm realizing that this is going to be a more complex project that I should have because a lot of these things like take time to configure and stuff, and this is doing it from scratch. So maybe that this wasn't the best example to do as a first example of Cursor, but it's
Well, we've got some people in the chat who are giving some tips. We got DB Daryl saying, I'm not sure if you touched it, but .cursor rules files are really helpful in keeping cursor from going off the rails, which it's currently doing.
hold on. Dot Cursor what?
.cursor rules.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't understand what that means.
I guess it's a way to give it rules so it doesn't YOLO its way off the
Oh,
cliff.
like give it rules. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still generating and it's going off the rails, but I think it's just selecting to go with damn, it just like keeps going and now it's doing stuff on my app and instead of doing just a single one. Server run dev. Okay, cool. Now it's starting to put it on the local host. Let's see if
Okay.
installing dependencies. Let's see if it's doing something on the local host. It doesn't look like it's still doing it. Oh my god. Worst example ever.
Or maybe it's the best example because you can show people like sometimes the scary things happen and you just gotta go with
Yeah,
it.
failed to.
So people know what they're getting
So
into.
okay, so here we had we compiled it and we put it uh oh, I need to go over here and I need to replace my API v1 your API key. So I'm going to just put it here and I'm going to, can you stop sharing my screen for a little bit?
Yeah, let's get that. Boop. Oh my god, just you?
Uh, snippets, search snippets, and then
snip in like a surgeon into that code.
Okay. I think you can share my screen now.
Okay. Bam.
Okay.
All right, we
So
got it.
I had to add my own API key. I just well, I needed it. Let me go back over here. It seems like it's still, well, we need to compile it again. Let's run npm run dev just so we can put it again. Now it's going to do it on found log file, missing dependencies, machine logos, so sexually patched. Please remember, please tell. Let's do it again where we say fail to compile. I'm just going to copy paste the errors and I'm going to say, figure it out. I'll fix that error by updating your global CSS file. The issues with that. Yeah, okay. See, I don't even know what's happening. So I do wonder if this is just making us dumber. Because for me, it's just like, yeah, I don't understand what's happening, but I'm going to trust you. And maybe dumber and too trusting of this thing. So let's see, go over here, localhost. Let's open the console. Let's refresh. And a lot of errors. Let me go back and give it a lot of the errors that it's having. This is application. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. There's a problem with these things because once they fail, like they keep failing until you just like ask it, like, hey, come on, try again.
It's okay. You can take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
clearly it's not working. You can take a break from that.
and by the way, what is happening here is that I'm opening the local host, and then I'm opening the console, and then in here on the console, I'm just like seeing the errors, and all I'm doing is just like copy pasting the errors and then giving it to them to the AI to understand what might be happening, and so it can fix it. So that's usually a lot of the process that I go from the previous product to this new setup. First, let's check what. Oh my God. And ready. Let's do. I don't think this is working either.
Oh.
Okay, well, we're going to kill the vibe with this one. Let's see if the 3000 was actually the one that. There you go.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
The vibes are back on, baby.
Oh my God, no. This thing is not the design is not exactly what I wanted. But let's see. Oh, well, it's still like doing its thing. That's also what's happening. So maybe I was
Still in the design process.
use memory game. Now let's create the game hook. Okay. So, but it's getting somewhere.
That's good.
No.
We had a brief glimpse.
A
What
brief
could be?
goodbye, but then really quickly.
Aren't all vibes fleeting?
All vibes are fleeting. This is a lesson of life, the robots are teaching us to be patient, to just like go with the flow, and to accept failure when it's right in front of us. Let's create the hearts component.
Maybe it's because it knows you're not wearing your vibe glasses.
You think
Oh,
that's what
doing
it
it.
is? I think this
Yeah. I think we need to up the
is.
vibes.
I'm feeling much better about this. Yeah, hold on. Just give it a second. By the way, let's what if we hold on, let me try something. I'm going to go to V0 and I'm going to try to do it on V0. And
That's what I was going to suggest.
and we already have the Lumi in this project. We already have the Lumi API key and everything, and it's already connected to Vercel and everything. So let's actually just try to do it on V0. Lumi, use Lumi's API from your resources. And Yeah, use framer motion, use shadcn, use TypeScript. Let's try it on V0. This is almost like a race to see which one is faster. Let's start our development. Oh my God, really? You're still... Oh, okay. So now let's go and open 3002.
I like that it's a race now.
It's a race. There's lives. Wait, what? Where are the images? No.
It added hearts. That's nice.
There's some hearts. Yeah, that was part of the prompt. Just like I need to have lives. Let's see if
Yeah.
this thing just does better. Let me just say no images or cards are appearing. Could you please check
Please.
why? Oh, actually, let me actually go back here and refresh. Let's open the console. Let's just start the game. Well, there you go. That's why. There you go. And let's go back over here. Oh, we need to add an environment variable. Well, let's turn off the screen for a second.
Okay, let me get to that.
Sorry.
All right.
Search snippets.
We have secrets we need to keep.
And there you go. Now,
Okay.
we're back. Okay, so let's start the game. There you go. Oh, well, it's revealing the cards.
Well.
Hold on. Oh,
Almost there.
wait, something is happening. It's just like the game will be able to fetch random illustrations. Yeah, it was already working. What happened? Cool. Let's see. Replace your API key in the API TS file with your actual API. Dude, I had already done that. Send out our Illumi API. Dude, okay. Let's go back to V0. V0.
We gave Cursor a chance.
Yeah, with Cursor, you have to be... I think I give it too much of a complex prompt in the beginning. Yeah. And I feel like that just made everything worse. So, and I should have potentially added rules like someone suggested on the chat. But let me see. Well, let me actually try it. API.ts. Where is it? API. Hold on. It's not even here, dude. I don't know. Sorry about that. Let's... Well,
it's almost there.
Yeah. So
I like that it
let's say,
it, okay?
Hey, we're revealing the image from the card. Let's try to make all the back. Let's make the back of the cards all the same, so we don't reveal what's inside them only until they rotate.
Okay.
Please.
I
should have said like 8. That was nice. That was good.
You did a really good job. We just need this one little extra thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry that this is failing. Let me see if I can... Yeah. Abe, here I could just keep going and just like realizing that there's something here that was making some redundancies and some stuff that is not needed. I can see that. But hey, well, see my mistakes as your way to... Dude, no. Cards. Hold on. What happens if I click on it? Oh, no. Let me just click on this and then say, no, dude. When cards are not flipped, they should all have the same design. with a question mark icon. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe that's
Yeah.
going to help it. Uh, and we're going to play. That's how we're going to end the vibes of this. We're going to have to win a game. Okay.
Okay.
And let's see. Did it work? Start the game.
Hopefully. Okay, it's closer. It's close. It doesn't have the question. Oh,
Okay. We have a rose and okay.
okay.
Of this and hey, wait,
That one.
what?
Oh, it's backwards.
It put this like it flipped it here. Okay.
You know what? I dig it. It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but I'm kinda into it.
Yeah, I like the glitchiness of it. Hey, wait, I didn't even see what happened there. I didn't even get to see
There
the
might be
image.
another one with
Hold
nothing.
on. Was this one
Oh,
this one? No.
no. No, that one's the one above the bottom.
Oh, I
Oh,
restarted the game. Duh. I'm sorry. Okay, come on. Let's finish this game.
okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh my god. Dude, they're all different. Okay. Do you see that? Is this
Yes, that one.
or this?
Uh, I think it's that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Let's see another one. I don't think we've seen this one, right?
Flower. I don't think we've seen that one. There we
Hey,
go.
look at that. Dude,
Oh,
wait,
no,
we
only
only
2
have
lives left.
2 lives left. Oh my god. Hold on. Hey,
Wait, I think we see that one. Yes, okay.
dude,
Oh,
we
no.
lost. Game over. Come on.
Lost your own game.
Okay, let's try. Well, they take some time to load. Maybe I should say something where it's like a preload the images.
Make the game easier,
Yeah.
please.
Uh,
We keep losing.
yeah. Oh my god. Hey, god damn it. No. No.
I
Okay.
I think our memory needs some work.
We have terrible memory. Wow. Maybe I haven't. Hey, but that was good, right? Hey, we learned how to use Claude, how to use V0, how not to use cursor. Hey, but hopefully you at least saw people were able to see like how to use it, and hopefully the results that you get are better than what we got.
Yeah, and if there's mistakes, go with the
Go with the
flow.
flow. Yeah, and you could
That's
just
what
like
it's all
ask
about.
nicely. It's like, hey,
Not too
can you try
serious.
again,
It's
please? And then it will try its best to do it. So I think that's it. Do we have any questions? Is that it?
I haven't gotten any questions in the last 10 minutes. There's a little bit of a delay. I don't know if anyone has any final questions before we turn off the stream.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said this, and this is true. That you can create the main thing in V0 because V0 is it's kind of really good at design. I would say that, and already connects to like almost by default, it just connects to shadcn and stuff. So you can download it as a zip file and then open it on Cursor. And use it as a starting point. So that's a pretty
Oh,
good comment by Mix Me. Uh, and this was so brilliant. Best stream on YouTube right now. Hey, 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 hey. We are the vibe. We are the vibe. Look at that. You two are the vibe. Thank you so much, DP Vero. Well,
I feel like the confetti was the real MVP of
the
the stream.
MVP was the we should add to the memory one some confetti, but even
Everything
the
needs a
thing is
little
that
confetti.
but it should be just like on any pair, not at the end, because we
No,
will never be
we
able to
need
see.
celebration
We
all
will
around. We need to be encouraged to keep
yeah.
going. We need to be encouraged with confetti.
Yeah, like somebody is asking, like, what are the best apps that you have seen built? Well, hopefully, is going to be one of our apps. Like I'm doing that game, like the one that is like the trivia for designers, and this all being Vive code is gone off the rails so many times, but hopefully we're going to be able to publish it later, just for funds. Uh, but yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I hope this just helped everyone feel less scared of these tools. And I'm going to say something. I feel like I'm not a developer. I'm not. I don't know any coding. I know the basics of HTML, CSS, basics, and I know how kind of things work just on the surface level. But with these things, like whenever they do their thinking, I actually read it and I try to understand what is happening. Right now, I didn't read it because we're trying to be quick, but I try
Yeah.
to understand what happened. I inspect the files and stuff, and I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm actually, because of the decisions that this thing makes, I'm seeing as like, okay, it's connected to this thing, is using the terminal for this thing, and it's this is how it's importing components, and this is how I don't know, like whatever. I actually feel like I'm learning. So even if you just use it for just like for fun, I think if you actually see the thinking process behind the LLM, you're actually going to get a better understanding of what our engineering team does. I will say this too. I have a better appreciation also of all their work, because like I see this like, oh my God, this is what actually, like on our team, Mitch, Jason, Andre, those are our
Yeah.
engineers in our team. I am I want to tell you, you are seen. I now understand how complex it is that you are, and the robots are not nearly as good as you. And imagine what we saw that the robot is doing. A human does it and writes it down.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the AI does it fast, and you're like, "Oh,
and, and you
that takes a human a lot
and you might
longer."
think, oh, it's easy, but no. And so anyway, it has given me a better appreciation, and also I feel like I'm learning. So even if it's just because of that, I think it's cool to use these tools for that purpose, but also just for fun, to do like dumb little apps to just use for something very specific, very personal, something that is just a problem that is just like just for you. That all the other apps that are out there, all the software, bloated software that is out there, that something you just need for one specific thing, and that specific thing is just a feature that is hidden, and you just need an app that does that, then you don't have to be paying $20 a month for that app. You can create your own for that little specific thing that you need. So I feel like that there's an opportunity for that kind of stuff too, for these personalized, specific software.
Yeah. It's at the heart of the vibe is having fun. I think too, if you spend too much time and start getting frustrated, I think you should quit out and maybe come back to it, relax. You don't want the vibe coding to stress
Yeah,
you out. It's all about good
good
feelings
feelings. Yeah.
and having fun.
Okay, let's try to do this. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me. There
Whoa.
you go. Oh my God. Oh, but let's make them boom 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 boom
Okay.
boom
Boop,
boom.
boop, boop.
Okay. Well, Steph, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here.
Yeah, for showing the ropes. I had a question about vibe coding. I was like, I just learned about it, and Pablo stepped in. He was like, "I'll show you." So glad we were able to share this with everybody
Cool.
too.
Well, everyone's here around. Check out Lumi.ai just in case that was not clear on your next project. If you need an image or anything, you should check out Lumi AI. Steph and I, we work at Lumi.ai, and we think you're gonna love it. Okay, so
Yeah.
happy vibe coding, happy image creating, and all of that stuff. Thank you, Steph.